Part 1. Bags, bottles, food packaging. Plastic is everywhere in our modern world, and it quickly becomes rubbish. For example, in the USA alone, around 90% of plastic packaging is used only once, and around $8 billion worth of the material is thrown away every year. But plastic isn't biodegradable, and a lot of it ends up in our oceans. This is a huge threat. According to scientists, there are more than 5 trillion pieces of plastic in the ocean, weighing an astonishing 269,000 tons. This kills more than 1 million seabirds and 100,000 marine mammals every year. All this plastic drifts along the ocean's currents, trapping other debris, and eventually coming together to form into huge islands of waste. There are 5 such rubbish islands in the world today, and according to some experts, the largest, often referred to as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, is twice the size of Texas. Part 2. Of course, we need to look at reducing the amount of plastic we produce, but it's also crucial we look at reusing and recycling the plastic that already exists. Borreo is a small business that makes skateboards out of recycled plastic. It is based in Chile and takes its name from the native Mapuche word for waves. The company's founders, Ben Canepers, David Stover and Kevin Ahern, are all keen environmentalists, and as surfers they spend a lot of time in the ocean, frequently encountering plastic waste, much of it from local fishing boats. The fishing industry accounts for an estimated 10% of the ocean's plastic pollution. Fishing fleets across the world often discard used equipment such as lines and nets into the water. Over decades, this has had a devastating effect on both the ocean and its sea life. These nets are large and don't break down, so anything from small sea creatures to dolphins and whales can get caught up in them. In Chile, fishing is a huge industry. It creates a lot of employment and is a major source of income for many people. But it's also caused a lot of damage to the country's stunning coastline. For local fishermen, disposing of worn fishing nets is expensive, so more often than not, they will simply throw their waste overboard because it's quicker, easier, and much cheaper. Borreo's first mission was to encourage these fishermen to stop doing this and to keep and collect their old nets instead. To do this, they distributed collection bags around 3 fishing villages on the Chilean coast. Convincing these fishermen to break the habit of a lifetime wasn't easy, but the locals soon saw the benefits to the ocean and to the local community. Within 6 months, Borreo had collected 3 tons of plastic, enough to start manufacturing the company's first product, the Minnow Cruiser. Once they've been collected, the plastic nets are transported from these small fishing villages to Santiago, where Borreo has a recycling and manufacturing facility. Here, they shred the nets and break them down into their original pellet form. This is then melted and injected into a mold, creating the deck of the skateboard. The wheels are added and the product is ready to be sold. So far, the business has been a huge success. The focus on sustainability meant the company initially attracted a lot of interest, quickly raising $64,000 through Kickstarter and obtaining a grant from the Chilean government. The boards are proving popular with customers too, with their appropriately designed Minnow boards selling all over the world, but especially in California, the center of the skateboarding universe. Over the next few months, Borreo hopes to extend its program, encouraging more fishermen to donate their used nets so that they can produce more skateboards. Ben, David and Kevin know their efforts are just a drop in the ocean. It'll take a lot more than one small startup to stop the flow of cheap and disposable plastic into our seas and oceans. But Borreo's early success shows that there is a demand for eco-friendly products that actually make a difference. And if this trend continues, it could help to turn the tide on marine pollution.